So I watched the film Love Actually for the first time, although I've heard about it, obviously. Watched it for the first time very recently. Um, kind of knew what I was going to get into, but I'm going to say that this film completely succeeded my expectations much, much higher than I expected it to. This is a British film and British production. Now it deals with mostly British characters, but some American characters, and even one Portuguese character, which I actually appreciated very much. Always love seeing Portuguese people in films, and them basically embracing the Portuguese culture a little bit here and there. Always love that. But we have, I guess you could call it an anthology because we have multiple stories going on that intertwine and interconnect with each other. And they're all basically revolving around love at Christmas time. Now, I've seen my Valentine's Days, I've seen my New Year's Eve American productions. No, 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 not for me. The cheese is cranked way too high. The writing is not even subpar. They're not for me. I'm not here to criticize films, but those films are not for me. There's films like I watched the trailer already and I'm not interested. I watched the trailer for this one and I already know that this is a much better production and much more up my alley than any of those films were, and I know that this one already is gonna work. And then I watch it and it just puts a smile on my face through the entire thing. It's so well done, and it also it has its cheese in it, and it's not corny, and it's not perfect. It's not one of the things about this film is that it's 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and it could have been longer. That's a plus for any film. Okay, any film that you can walk out saying, I heard the director say this once actually when I was at the Toronto Film Festival, an Australian director saying, anytime an audience says this film could have been 15 minutes longer, that's a good thing. Anytime an audience says that this film could have been 15 minutes shorter, not a big positive. So this film could have even been 2.5 to 2 hours and 45 minutes longer, just to stretch out some of the stories that were going on, because some of the stories you wanted more, and being left wanting more, like I said, is a good thing. But it still leaves you with that feeling like they could have been denser, richer, more explained to them. But then again, the same token, maybe that could have taken away from a lot of things, because maybe leaving the audience guessing could also be better than giving the audience all the answers. But there's a lot of characters in this name. There's a lot of characters in this film that I struggle to remember all their names. Although I tried to write as many of them down, but I also don't want to obviously spoil too much of the character stories, because a lot of them are simple, a lot of them are easily explained, and a lot of them are just basic struggles done in a charming and innocent way. This is one of the best Christmas films I've ever seen. Right now, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, but I even think it could jump up to a 4.5 with a second watch very easily. The cast is incredible. You got Bill Nye in here. You got Rowan Atkinson with a small role, but one of the most hilarious in the films. I mentioned Bill Nye already. Liam Neeson is in here. You got Hugh Grant in here. He's playing the Prime Minister of the UK. Billy Bob Thornton shows up real quick, playing the President of the United States. Really fun seeing him playing that. Alan Rickman is in here. I mean, just go watch this film for the cast alone. Just go watch this film for the cast alone. You will not be disappointed. It's so, so freaking good. Colin Firth is in here. Colin Firth, let's start with him. Okay, he plays this guy who runs into his wife cheating on him, and then goes to his summer home, cottage home, or something like that, his cottage kind of thing, to wind down and try to get through the holidays with this new piece of information that he discovers. And over there, he meets a housekeeper, this Portuguese girl. I think her name is Arlie. and they they hit it off. They immediately have a spark, and although they don't speak the same language, he ends up learning it for her, and it plays out with them kind of blossoming their romance. You got this other story where this young kid named Colin is having a hard time finding English women that he connects with, and just doesn't have the spark or the interest in any English women. He finds them too stuck up. He wants to go to the United States to meet some American women who are uh, much more down for a laugh, as he puts it. And he goes and he meets. He goes the first bar he goes to. He meets four girls. One played by Alicia Cuthberg, I think. I'm butchering her last name, but the girl next door girl. Um, and he meets these four girls at a bar who are all into his accent and all that. It plays out hilariously. You got Alan Rickman's character playing this guy named Harry, and Emma Thompson playing his wife, Karen. And Harry and Karen, they have a good marriage for the most part, but Harry works with this girl named Mia, this much younger girl, obviously, and then you have some jealousy forming, and there's a plot in that scenario that plays out as like, can emotional cheating be cheating and stuff like that. So I liked that one. The Prime Minister of the UK story is good with Hugh Grant as well. He has this new junior member of the household who just started working at the household or whatever, the government house he works at kind of thing, whose name is Natalie. And when they start working together, they obviously start falling in love, and there's a spark between them. And there's a lot of jokes going on about Natalie involving Natalie's weight, even though Natalie is like has one of the most perfect bodies you can have for a woman, um, which kind of makes the joke funnier because they're always poking, like random people are poking at her weight when she doesn't she's not overweight at all, like even remotely. um, I found that random, and I found that really funny. Bill Nye plays one of my favorite characters in this film next to Rowan Atkinson, who's always hilarious. I won't spoil Rowan Atkinson's scene at all because when he shows up, he makes a skit that only he could do, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So no spoilers on Rowan Atkinson's character, but Bill Nye's character, he plays this rock and roll singer, and he's just about to release this song called "Christmas Is All Around," which is a take on "Love Is All Around" by the Trogs, if I'm not mistaken. This oldies rock and roll Christmas, not Christmas. This oldies rock and roll song. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Very recognizable song, but instead of "Love Is All Around Me," it's "Christmas Is All Around Me." And he wants to go popular with the song, and throughout the film he does, and then it's all his like escapades and journey through the Christmas season as this song is like taking off on the radio. But this guy is also very he's vulgar. He doesn't know how to he doesn't know the difference between like interview talk and radio talk versus like personal life talk. It's really funny, and only Bill Nye too can play like a character like this. You've got this guy and this girl named John and Judy, and their job, they're fill-ins, I guess, for film scenes involving sex. So they simulate sex for movies. So their jobs a lot of times involve being completely naked, having a lot of bodily contact, but not having any penetration, which they're really comfortable with on screen, but in their private lives they're very shy. And it's a relationship budding between those two as well. And it's really funny when they do the simulated sex scenes because they're just so awkward to watch. Some of them they're even clothed, so I don't understand how that works. I don't know. I'm not an expert on filmmaking, but I don't know why you would have a couple simulating sex while they have their full clothes like pants and shirt on, and they're like humping each other, and he's like taking the girl while she's fully clothed bareback, and while he's fully clothed, and he's just like this, and they have to go like that for like 5-10 minutes sometimes per take, and I'm just like, what for? but that part made me laugh. The film is a perfect mix of funny and like comedy and drama. It's not too dramatic. There is one scene that gets very dramatic, which is very quick. It's a quick scene and it goes really dark. It has to do with this character named Sarah and her mentally ill brother, and when she goes to visit him. But the scene is, I'd say, under 2 minutes long, and that's it. And then the rest of the film is very, very uplifting and heartwarming again. So you could almost just snip that scene out of the movie. It was put there to show Sarah's part of the story and why she has a hard time connecting with other men, which is the whole theme of her story. But thematically wise, it's the most different scene compared to the other scenes in the film, basically. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't belong there. I'm just saying if you snipped it out, the whole film would be much more heartwarming and sticking to its themes. And yeah, the guy Jamie, Colin Firth's character Jamie, getting in touch with this Portuguese girl, and how they banter back and forth, and then in the finale of the film, or in the third act of the film, closer to the climax, when he goes to Portugal to go, find her and learns her language, and a whole chunk of the film is like in Portuguese. I really like that. I speak English and Portuguese, so when I can understand another language outside of English and I don't need to use subtitles, I'm like, yay, go me, kind of thing. Random, but fun fact. And yeah, and then you have the climax, which ends at an airport, and then all the people throughout the films and all these characters that were, you know, had their separate stories going throughout the film. They're all in this airport, and then there's all these other random characters like extras kind of thing, kissing and hugging and seeing each other for the first time in however long. And it ends on that positive note that the film started in, as like love is all around. And basically, the whole theme of this film is love is all around. And not choosing, recognizing love and the important things during the holidays, which is an obvious and um, very much used trope in these kind of films, but there's something about nailing it, and there's something about doing it perfectly that is always going to work no matter how many times it's been seen before or done before. When it's done right, it's done right. And Love Actually is one of those films that's done right. I wish I wrote down the director's name, but I didn't. My bad. But you gotta check out Love Actually during the holidays. Easily, this is a film that I'm going to be watching yearly. Easily. I'm going to buy this one on Blu-ray. Probably going to up the score next time I watch it. And this film is just so good at what it does. So good. Not perfect, obviously, but so good. Near perfect, I will say. High recommendation on Love Actually for sure. So go check out Love Actually. I watched it on Netflix, so it should be on there still. It's on Netflix Canada, probably on Netflix US, but go buy it on Blu-ray and own the damn thing because it's just so damn good. Alright? Go for it. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more real soon. Check out the ones that are already on the channel. It's December, so you're going to see a lot of Christmas reviews. And until next review, take care, have a good one. I will chat soon, and cheers.